Memorial Gymnasium as Service Electric 2 Sports brings you the District 11 AAA individual finals here at a packed house in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Good evening, everyone. Along with my partner, Scott Hogan, I am Darren Danner. We thank you for joining us here on Service Electric 2 Sports. And if the theme of the last 2 days, Scott, has anything to do with what we saw wrestling-wise, we're going to see here in the finals some very, very good wrestling as we have 28 wrestlers going to be trying to grab that gold medal.
There's a lot of matchups that we've seen earlier in the year. And this is the time that you come. This is when you want to peak. This is the postseason.
Yeah, this is the time to go. Let's go ahead and take a look at our matchups here, our finalists for tonight. As we talked about, 28 wrestlers looking for gold. We're going to start at 152 pounds, and you'll see why as we get to the end of the lineups. It's senior Mike Kissler going up against Cole Handlovic, the junior from Bethlehem Catholic. Connor Hertzig of Nazareth down to 160 going up against the senior Luca Frenzy. It's Caden Wright, Lenny Pinto, the sophomore from Stroudsburg. Stroudsburg with 3 finalists here this evening. Dominic Falcone from Easton at 182 versus Hunter Gill of East Stroudsburg South. Jaden Bortz going up against Damon Moyer, the senior for Liberty. Andrew Belucas with a nice win in the semifinals going up against Nick Natoli of Bangor. Jaden Freeman, a rematch against Hunter Werkheiser. And through his first 7 bouts, which one do you see that really stands out to you, Scott?
Well, there's a lot of very good wrestlers here. You know, Luca Frenzy is a senior. That's going to probably be a pretty good matchup there. We'll see what Hertzig can bring to the finals here. I would say Belucas at 220 going to be tested pretty well at that weight.
Then at 106, it's 2 freshmen, Braxton Appello versus Dante Frenzy of Bethlehem Catholic. Tyrese Fleming and Andrew Smith, a rematch of the district duels. Matt Maloney, Cameron Enriquez, the senior from Stroudsburg. Patrick Gould versus Patrick Noonan, the junior out of Stroudsburg, all Monroe County final. Kenny Herman versus Julian Klebo, the 5th time they're meeting this season. Deshaun Farber against Devin Britton, back in action after being out since January 5th. And then we're ending with the big one, Jagger Condomini going up against Ryan Anderson, who's that lone loss you see on that record is from Jagger Condomini out at the state tournament.
Yeah, I don't think you could probably schedule a better last match in the District 11 finals. At 106 pounds, Appello, Frenzy there. They met twice, very close matches. So those are the 2 that really stick out in the bottom half there that I think the fans are going to really enjoy watching.
Absolutely. So we have lots of matchups here as a Parade of Champions is starting to begin. We have 28 wrestlers all looking for that gold medal, trying to grab the district gold. Some of the best wrestling you're going to see in the country is going to be here tonight. The pressure's off. They're advancing Northeast Regional. So we're good to go in that sense. Parade of Champions is going to start. We're going to take a break. We're going to step aside. And when we come back, we're going to continue the trend and the travel on the road to Hershey for these 28 wrestlers. Back inside the packed house, Liberty Memorial Gymnasium here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, as we're going to get the 2019 District 11 AAA Wrestling individual finals here in just a few moments. It's going to start at 152 pounds, and I didn't get a chance to hit it and talk about it in the opening, but it's actually, you're going to see a Northampton Concrete kid and a Bethlehem Catholic wrestler here. Northampton locked up the team title already. 11 guys, they're advancing next week to regionals. They already have the lead over Nazareth, who's currently in 2nd. That's going to change here in the finals, but they have enough points, does Northampton, to lock up this team tournament. They have nothing but an outstanding tournament for the Concrete kids. So we're going to get started here at 152 pounds. It's going to be junior from Bethlehem Catholic, Cole Handlovic, 35-5 on the season. District 2nd, regional 2nd, 6th in the state last year, 35-12 career record last year, 80-22 career record. Going against the senior from Northampton, one of 6 wrestlers in the finals for the Concrete kids. Michael Kissler, 40-10 on the season, 34-15 last year, 3rd district, 4th region, 105-50 on the season, and right away it's the junior Cole Handlovic getting the opening takedown.
Handlovic did not waste any time getting to that nice sweep single right on the edge of the mat. took him down for a takedown. He's going to go back up neutral right on his feet. It's going to be 2-1 now. Handlick going right after it on the offense.
Yeah, Handlick, quite the aggressive wrestler. How he wrestles, constantly attacking, constantly on the move. These guys did not meet this season. All four losses to Bethlehem Catholic this year by Mike Kistler, all to Luca Frenzy, who we're going to see up at 160 pounds next. Cole Handlick's losses, all non-dual meet losses, as you see another takedown by Cole Handlick. 2 losses in the Ironman, lost in the Beast Finals to Ryan Vulach from 3-0, and also escaped the Rock Finals 3-1. So 2 of his 4 losses are to the same wrestler, but Cole Handlick, as you see, has not lost a dual meet match all season long for Bethlehem Catholic.
He's actually working on his 3rd takedown here. 3 beautiful sweep singles. The second one was actually a low straight-on single. He popped out the back door there. Doing a great job here of just getting to the legs early in this final.
Now, as we talked about it, Northampton has just had an outstanding tournament. We talked about 1 of 6 wrestlers in the finals. Just to give you the numbers, Bethlehem Catholic 5 in the finals, Liberty 4 in the finals, Nazareth, Easton, Stroudsburg all have 3. East Stroudsburg South has 2. Emmaus Bangor rounded out with 1 each in the finals.
First period ends. Handlevic now waiting on the choice here. It's going to be Kistler that's going bottom here in the second period. You brought up Northampton having a great tournament. You're looking at the top 4 teams here. Northampton, Liberty, Nazareth, and Becca. When you think about the Coach of the Year award coming up later tonight, you could probably make a case for every one of those 4 coaches.
Well, Scott, this has been one of the most competitive years we've seen a long time in District 11 AAA. It was one of the most entertaining District 11 final district duels. Northampton, Nazareth, Liberty, Becca, all within each other, competed against each other, except Nazareth and Becca did not compete. But other than that, they all beat each other one way or another. But it was Northampton who went on a late run, ended up getting the true second victory, and ended up, not surprisingly, Bethlehem Catholic, Northampton in the team state finals, with Bethlehem Catholic winning their 2nd straight team title. So, and a lot of, not just my opinion, but I think a lot of people's opinion in District 11 and around the state, if you would have put Northampton, Nazareth, Liberty, Bethlehem Catholic in that state dual tournament, there's a good chance those teams finish top 4 in whichever order.
When you look at the results and how those 2 D11 teams competed against the other teams and pretty much smoked some of those very good teams up there, I don't disagree with you at all. I think they would have placed top 4 this year.
It was one of the most well-balanced years in District 11, and while during all that talk, Cole Handlick got his 4th takedown, now looking for his 5th takedown of the bout, leads 10-4 here in the second period.
I'm very impressed with Handlevic. His leg attacks are outstanding, and that's, to me, that's one of the big, when you look at a high school kid and you say, okay, how well will this kid transfer to Division I? You gotta have great leg attacks, especially if you're gonna be around this weight class. And he's constantly in on Kistler's leg. Kistler hasn't even found a way yet to keep him off, and it hasn't been easy.
Now grabs his 6th takedown of the bout. And not only that, not only is he getting in on a very tough Mike Kistler, but he finishes every time. Is not allowing Kistler to defend or give up a takedown on any of the shots.
Yeah, his variety of attacks, setups, and finishes, he's not a one-trick pony. You can tell he makes nice adjustments. He finishes well. He takes what he's given sometimes. And so far, it's been all handling. Take a look at how smooth this was. Right here, he comes back the other direction, hits a double leg takedown. Very well executed. Got an injury timeout here.
If you hear any extra noise or crowd going nuts anytime the AAA is not wrestling, AA finals are going on at the same time. They're starting at the same exact weight as AAA, 152 pounds, and it's a pretty tight race as Saucon Valley has a 26-point advantage over Notre Dame heading into the finals. They have 6 in the finals, does Notre Dame. Saucon Valley has 5 with only 1 head-to-head.
Kissler looking like he might pick up a reversal there, but Handlovic does a nice job. He's got a Navy ride with his arm there. And that's going to end the period here.
So 12-5 advantage for Cole Handlovic after 2.
Handlovic choosing bottom. Kissler doing a nice job of riding Handlovic, keeping him down on the mat. Kissler back up to his feet here, being very patient here. Good flexibility by Handlovic there. Nice shot by Kissler. First time I seen him in on the leg deep this match. Kissler trying to come up and come out the back door here. See if he can reach around the waist. There he goes there. Now he's in good position. He got around that far hip. He's got to keep getting height. Handlovic doing a nice job of bringing him back down to the mat, trying to create height of his own. And he's going to come out on top here with a reversal, making it 15-5.
So after that flurry, Cole Handlovic rounds his 7th takedown of the bout. Just in full control of Mike Kissler. Cole Handlovic, as I mentioned before, district and regional runner-up behind Sammy Sasso of Nazareth. Take a look at that takedown by Handlovic.
You think Kissler's going to get the takedown here, or at least, keep position on top, and you see Handlovic just gain height, lift up that ankle, and come around the back door to pick up the reversal. Good feel there.
Yeah, so the team scored. Northampton entering as 246.5 points. Nazareth in second with 218.5 points. Liberty at 210.5. Becker with 197.5. Becker with 5 in the finals. The max you can get is 4 points for advancement. Nice reversal there by Mike Kissler. 4 points if you win in the finals. 2 points if you get a fall. So the max you can get is 6. So that's why mathematically it's going to now escape by Handlovic.
And you can see what Kissler was looking for there as he slid out front to a front block, maybe looking for a special or a cement job there, which isn't a bad move when you're down 16-7. Hey, it's worth going for.
No, you're locked in. You're on the regionals next week. You got nothing to lose here. It's all about team scores out of hand. It's all about yourself here and just getting the gold for yourself. And it's going to be Cole Handlovic starting off the evening at 152 pounds, getting a 16-7 decision over Mike Kissler. It's going to be Cole Handlovic's first District 11 medal of his career. So we're going to move right into 160 pounds. It's the senior for Bethlehem, another Bethlehem Catholic wrestler, Luca Frenzy, the senior, 32-6, 37-10 last year. District champ, region champ, 7th in the state, 27-18 as a sophomore, 5th in districts, 4th in region, 9-1 as a freshman, 102-35 career record. Got his 100th win yesterday. He's going up against the junior Connor Hertzig out of Nazareth. Hertzig 33-4 in his junior season, 32-14 last year, 5th in the district, 5th in the region, 68-22 career record for Nazareth. And these guys did not meet all season long. I talked about Nazareth and Bethlehem Catholic weren't in any individual tournaments together. Did not meet in a dual meet this year, surprisingly. So Connor Hertzig wrestled a lot of 182, a lot of 170 pounds this season for the Blue Eagles, coming down for the postseason.
Great tournament so far. All bonus point victories on the way to the finals here for Herzig. Looking big. That could play a factor maybe going into the third period of this bout. Showed some nice athleticism on the edge of the mat there. Looking like he might get rolled through there.
Yeah, you got two kind of contradictive styles here. You got Connor Herzig, loves to wrestle on his feet, very explosive, loves to stay with ties and wrestle action-packed. Luca Frenzy, very technically sound, very difficult to score on, good in all three positions, but loves to roll around the mat and likes to keep things tight. Herzig likes to open things up.
Nice job by Herzig. You see that as Frenzy tried to roll him through, he comes right in with a Navy ride, hooks that ankle, and he's going to pick up the 2 points there. Looks like maybe a little bit too much reliance on the counter offensive wrestling for Frenzy there.
And Frenzy very well known for that roll through. When he does that, he flips his hips so well and comes out on top. Herzig obviously scouting that, keeping heavy hips for that opening takedown. But you'll see Luca Frenzy open it up if Connor Herzig keeps pushing the pace early on like this in the first period.
Frenzy might be a familiar name. His father wrestled at Phillipsburg High School, was a state champ in New Jersey, then went on to Duke and was an NCAA qualifier there. He's helping out with the program, and you'll see his younger brother down at 106 later.
Correct.
But doing a nice job actually going to Lehigh next year to wrestle.
Yep. So quick go behind by Herzig, but those long arms of Frenzy doing a good job of staying with. There's where Frenzy's tough with those roll throughs.
Stopped it, and he gave the 2. Now, I lost control of the clock, but he certainly had 2 there.
Check out the replay right here. I'm not sure if we're going to get a shot of the clock in the corner, but this is where you got to stay heavy hips if you're Herzig.
He does a great job of just rolling straight through with this, and does a nice job of securing both legs here and staying in on the legs. Tough for me to tell. I wasn't looking at the clock, but he certainly had 2 there. But they got two referees out there, so for them to not make the right call, it's going to be pretty rare.
Yeah, Tony Phillips, the head official for this bout.
And John Fidelibus is the backup.
John Fidelibus is the side judge. Tony Phillips kind of looked over, no really response by Fidelibus. It was 2 takedown, time was in. We move on to the second period.
Yeah, and Fidelibus was a former state champion at Salisbury High School back in the 80s. Very good wrestler.
His son, very successful wrestler, state runner-up for the Red Rovers, Evan Fidelibus.
I believe he wrestled. Did he go to Ryder?
I believe so. I'm not sold on that answer. I would trust me. Connor Herzig is the son of Mike Herzig of the Blue Eagles. Successful wrestler in his own right. So
tells you a lot about the tradition in the Lehigh Valley.
And wrestling genes still in the Lehigh Valley here. Both these fathers, along with the mat judge, very high octane in wrestling genes. As we're tied up at 3 with 42 seconds to go in the second period. There's a deep double there by Herzig. He lifts Frenzy up. Frenzy's going to roll through if he can immediately. But that hooking of the leg by Herzig didn't allow Frenzy to roll the hip through.
Very smart wrestling by Herzig. And not only that, he locked his hands around the legs. Both legs. Take a look here. Okay, Frenzy knows that roll's coming, so he secures the legs with both hands before he takes them down to the mat and locks his legs. That takes away your opponent's ability to scramble and roll through when you got both legs locked up. So both wrestlers make great adjustments. Even Frenzy, he's feeling his way through here with a bigger opponent.
Just great movement there by Frenzy to just constant moving to gain that escape. Big escape, because it's going to be Frenzy's choice to start the third period. Just 1.4 seconds to go. Connor Herzig up 5-4, but it will be Frenzy's choice in the third period. So escape allowed immediately. So technically we are going to be tied at 5 starting this third and final period.
Frenzy likes to rely on counter offense. but he's allowing Hersig to get it in too deep. And it may not be allowing it. Hersig is doing a great job of getting to that leg, getting deep, and that's probably part of his strategy too. So it's going to come down to, if Hersig takes a really good shot, I think he's going to finish this.
If you're Hersig and you don't take a good shot, Luca Frenzy's going to be all over that and counter that takedown. So if you're Connor Herzig, you got to stay aggressive and make sure it's the right shot. If you're Frenzy, maybe you wait for Connor Herzig to take a bad shot or get on your offense on your own.
Herzig really trying to push the action there.
There's that roll.
That was excellent. I'm saying there might have been two before the hand hit the ground.
Take a look.
So if supporting points are in bounds, you got to watch. It's close. Once any body part hits the floor, it automatically stops the action.
There was
Looked like a pretty good call there.
During that shot, there was a stalling warning on Frenzy.
And you could see Herzig working that. You could see him pressing the action on his feet, going forward. That was a good strategy here. Here we got more of an aerial view here. His feet are in bounds here.
The left knee and right leg were in the air, so only one.
But if that right hand came down first before the other one went out of bounds, then he has three supporting points. I wasn't able to see that left hand. It looked like it was out of bounds. Regardless, someone's got to get a takedown here. There's no two yet.
There's two and a half points coming for Herzig. He's got Frenzy in all kinds of trouble. 5 seconds to go. Herzig's got it down fine. Great takedown, back point for Herzig. 10-5 winner for Connor Herzig for the Blue Eagles. Wow, what a finish for the junior. Take a look.
Herzig spinning behind here, spinning behind, throws him by. What he does really well here is he secures that leg and holds on to it. Then he comes around the head here, gets out to the side, stays perpendicular, because that's what you want to do against a guy that really tries to roll you through a lot.
And Herzig wrestled a pretty solid bout from start to finish, got the job done at the end. So the junior now that gets the gold. We moved to 170 pounds. Not messing around here tonight. It's Lenny Pinto, a Stroudsburg sophomore, 34-5 on the season. Immediately comes out with a takedown, does Pinto, 33-10 last year. District and regional runner-up, 67-15 in his career. Going against the junior, Caden Wright, 22-4, 35-7 last year. District champ, regional runner-up, 83-18 career.
Another takedown here by Pinto, right on the edge of the mat. I want to go back to that last match. Herzig came into that match with a great game plan.
Yes.
And he stuck to it. He did that very, very well.
The role of Frenzy, as they call the Frenzy role, very popular. There's an article written. No one's hiding from him, and he does it so well. Herzig was able to keep heavy hips, hooking the legs, and as you talked about many times, not allowing Frenzy to bring his hips through because he blocked his hips action. So well scouted and well executed by Connor Herzig.
I'm not a real big fan of counter offense because you have to allow the other person to shoot on you for that to work. My philosophy is you never let anybody in on your legs. Never let them in because somebody good's going to take you down.
Well, the old saying, your best defense is your offense, as they say, and Connor Herzig proved that there at 160-pound final. But it's Lenny Pinto, the sophomore, just all over Caden Wright. Lenny Pinto having a phenomenal year. All his losses, 4 of his losses, 2 in the Powerade, 2 in Escape the Rock, and back in December 8th, he lost to Clayton Allray of Lower Dolphin, 5-2. Caden Wright, he's wrestled Pinto twice this year. Back in December 12th, lost 10-5. Got majored, one of his losses to Ed Ruth, 18-8, and then back in February 2nd, he lost to Pinto 5-2. So Pinto winning 10-5 and 5-2 against Wright this year. Really taking it to him here in the first period.
Yeah, he's looking good. And you know who he reminds me a little bit of? Mikey Labriola from Bethlehem Catholic.
Yeah.
Kind of same build, same
build.
look, very well-rounded wrestling.
Yeah.
Really reminds me of Labriola.
He was obviously a freshman last year. All throws, extremely dangerous upper body, and he was hitting guys left and right with it. Now he's very developed. Sean Richmond, who is the head coach of Stroudsburg in his third season with the Mounties, having 3 guys in the district finals, first time ever, and placing 7 guys, taking 5 to regionals, first time in Stroudsburg history, placing 7 guys in districts.
Take a look at this takedown. Not a real good shot, but pulls the leg in, pulls himself into the body, does a nice job of bringing it up high and finishing. Sean Richmond, a former Easton Red Rover, former Pitt Panther in college, doing a great job up there with that Stroudsburg program.
Yeah.
And you talked with him earlier about having 3 guys in the finals. And it's been a long time since Stroudsburg had 3 in the finals.
Yeah, 3 in the finals, and like I said, 5 going to regionals, and the most wins in a season, 17 wins. 17-6 for the Mountaineers this season as a dual meet team. And as you can tell, Pinto, one of the leaders on the team, and we're going to see 2 of his teammates later on in the finals.
Wright doing a nice job on top here, and Wright had a pretty dominant tournament so far, only giving up 2 points in this whole tournament before making it to the finals. Against Pinto.
Pinto with a fall in 17 seconds, a fall in 34 seconds in the quarters, and a fall in a minute 40 in the semifinals. So pretty easy going there for Pinto into the finals. You talked about Caden Wright really dominating his way through. So both these guys deservedly be in the finals, but it's Pinto up 7-3 on Wright.
So Pinto slowing down the pace here a little bit in the second period. Only picking up a 1-point escape. Wright doing a nice job on top. They're on their feet here. Wright, see if he can get something going on his feet here. He's got a nice over-under. But as we know, Pinto likes upper body.
Yeah, and Caden Wright wrestled him twice already this year. Well aware of that. Trying to check out. Just trying to find, and we have a stalling warning on Wright.
I'm not sure if he's ever heard that before, but he could be Mikey Labriola's younger brother. He reminds me so much of him, and that's a compliment.
Yeah, and Scott
having a great season for Nebraska this year, ranked 9th in the country as a redshirt freshman.
And Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawk was Mikey Labriola, and Scott Kupek, our official for this match, with the side judge Larry Dieter. So as the second period runs out, just an escape in that period for Pinto, going to be Wright's choice.
So Wright's going to pick up another point here for an escape. It's going to be 7-4. He's not out of this match.
A takedown gets him within 1. You're gonna have to, if you're going to try to score against Pinto, you want to do it early here. You don't want to wait towards the end to try to force stuff. Nice action there, both by Wright and Pinto as they go out of bounds.
A little surprising to me, though. He did so well in the first period with his leg attacks, and he's gotten away from that. I haven't seen him really take a shot in the second period or the third period so far. If Wright could have weathered that first period a little bit more effectively and stayed in a better stance and not allowed him to get into his legs so much, he hasn't been in on his legs since the first period.
No, Wright kind of adjusted to Pinto and what he's doing, but Pinto really doesn't need to really force a whole lot of action. Wright has to always come to him. Wright has a stalling warning. Pinto does not have a stalling warning. He leads by 3.
It almost looks like there's a conditioning advantage, though, for Wright here, too, as well.
Well, Wright's definitely picked up. There's that leverage and upper body that Pinto can throw at you. You just catch yourself off balance slightly. Pinto is just such a natural feel. We saw that a lot last year out of Pinto.
Great job by Wright, though. He was pretty close there to scoring, but give Pinto credit. He came by with a nice throw there, down low to the mat, picking up the takedown. 1-point escape for Wright, 9-5. Here you see, got an over-under here as he spins behind. Watch this, just kind of takes him over. Right, wisely, bellies down, gives up the 2 and not back point. So we're on our feet. You might as well go up top, right? See if you can hit a 5-point throw.
Down 4, gonna have to try something big. We talked about it already. Nothing to lose here, let it fly. If
you gotta wrestle the win.
Nice double there by Wright. Let's see if he can finish here. And you see the power and strength of Pinto.
So that's going to do it at 170 pounds.
So
District 11 champion.
The sophomore out of Stroudsburg, Lenny Pinto, runner-up last year in district, gets the gold this season with an 11-5 decision over Caden Wright. We're going to see both these guys. Wright just a junior, Pinto just a sophomore. We move to 182 pounds. It's senior Hunter Gill out of East Stroudsburg South, 22-5 on the year, 6-4 last year, 43-39 career. Going up against a sophomore out of Easton, Dominic Falcone, 23-7 on his sophomore campaign, 25-15 last year, 3rd in the district, region runner-up, did not place at the state tournament, 48-22 in Falcone's career.
You see Gill out there with the 2-piece singlet on, looking good.
Well, Hunter Gill, the highest seed to reach the finals here this evening, the 5th seed out of East Stroudsburg South, fall in the first round, 5-3 winner over Jared Jenkins of Freedom, the 4th seed, and had a wild semifinal against Joey Schrader out of Bangor. Ended up getting a late takedown, did Gill, to win 5-3. And for the Easton Red Rover sophomore, fall, and 11-2 major decision to reach the finals. So living up to that 2nd seed is Falcone. Hunter Gill, a little bit of a surprise if you look at the seedings, but if you talk to Randy Fitz, the head coach out of East Stroudsburg, he's not surprised at all that his wrestler is here in the finals. And East Stroudsburg South, as I mentioned, Patrick Gould also in the finals too. First time ever in Randy Litz's 13-year career that he has 2 district finalists. So nice accomplishment there for Randy Litz out of East Stroudsburg South, putting his time in for with the Cavaliers.
Yeah, you really see some balance coming to the whole District 11 region. You got the wrestling club up there that everybody's going to up in that Stroudsburg area. A lot of Nazareth wrestlers go to the Dark Knights. And you really see that area developing with some good talent.
And these guys did not face each other this season. So and sometimes, especially for us and the fans and the wrestlers itself, 0-0 first period. They haven't seen each other this year, kind of feeling each other out. But for the fans, it's nice to see a little fresh matches every once in a while.
Well, look at their body types as well. When you look at them, they both are very strong, very short, powerful. You're not going to probably shoot in on those legs unless you know you can get a deep attack, because they're going to beat you with their hips if you do.
Dominic Falcone, we've seen all season long here on TV2 Sports, and we've had Easton very, very explosive from all the positions, dominant from all 3 positions as well. Hunter Gill, this tournament, 2 close victories, but anytime you pull out a close victory, that just shows you the character and the strength of that wrestler, which is Hunter Gill. Now it's Dominic Falcone setting up a tilt here and getting back points.
Really nice 2-on-1 tilt there. Did a good job of elevating Gill, picking up 3 points for the near fall. And this is sometimes where the difference lies, right? In the top position.
Yeah.
So if I'm Falcone, I'm going to stay on that tilt. And you know, you're absolutely right there. When you get into the postseason, you have got to learn to win the close matches, because you're going to have them.
Oh, yeah.
At some point, you're going to have them.
And all wrestlers, the deeper we go in the postseason, the tougher and tougher it gets, because the depth and talent here in the state of Pennsylvania is so deep. As you see, the back points coming here for Dominic Falcone.
Falcone, watch that right leg there, his left leg that he's elevating. That's the key here to make this nice tilt work at 182 pounds. Picks up the only points in the bout so far. He's up 3-0. Gill doing a nice job. Oh, what a nice lift there by Falcone.
Safely, good, solid mat return, but safely brought him down to the mat.
That would have been multiple points in freestyle right there,
There you go.
for a high amplitude throw. Oh, and there he is on the edge of the mat, and he's picking up back points. So he was checking with the referee there to see, you're allowed, right? His supporting points are out of bounds, but he has supporting points inbounds, so he picks up the 2-point near fall there. Good call by the referee.
And that's Chris Gramis, the head official. And he was checking with Greg Geiger, the mat official, for this bounce to make sure he had the supporting points during the 2 counts, and he agreed on that, so the 2 back points for Falcone there. 5 points in this period, all near fall points by tilt for Falcone.
You know, what do you do if you're Falcone going into the third here? Do you go, do you take top? You've been dominating in that position, or do you go bottom and try to keep preparing yourself for the postseason, knowing that you're going to have to get out on bottom in regionals and states along the way?
And I think what we've seen from Falcone all season long, being explosive, I think he more than likely would go down, but who knows, up 5-0, if he's coming from the top position, maybe he goes top. Just 11 seconds remaining here in this second period.
Easton, the next team out of those top, in the 5th place position here, out of those big 4, having a nice season. You saw what I saw with Easton this year. I've seen progress in their program, and I saw the way the guys are going out and competing this year showed me something for that Easton program.
Absolutely. They've had a very good district tournament, has Easton. They're currently in 6th place, 1 point behind Stroudsburg. A win here for Falcone would get it done. Easton, as we know, had that unbelievable. You see Coach Jabbar Billman in his 3rd season on the left, one of his new assistants this season, Tyler Green, on the right there out of Bucknell, and Easton wrestled a Rover alumni. Jabbar Billman in his 3rd season, they were 11-6 this year, 35-19 career as a head coach. They had a 68-year streak ended back in 2016 where they had a district champ every year. They had 2 in the finals that year, both lost. So they didn't have any district champs in 2016 and 2017. 2 district champs last year for Coach Billman. John Myers at 132 pounds and John Pineda at 285 pounds. And they had the opportunity to crown 3 champions here tonight, as they have 3 in the finals, as you're seeing Dominic Falcone first of 3, and they are advancing 5 to next week's region tournament.
2 third places, and 2 of the wrestlers took 6. They were just out of contention for advancing. I spoke a little too soon. Stroudsburg actually surpassed Easton by 1 point, moving up the 5th here in that last match.
So there's the answer to your question if he's going to go down. Goes down, gets out within 3 seconds, does Falcone. Now leads 6-0.
And this is where you got to go and wrestle. I love that. I love how he got out and didn't just dance around and play it defensively for the last minute and a half of the match. And I like the way that he shot it with a low leg attack. You know, what do you have to lose? You shoot a takedown, you go for a good leg attack that you know you're probably going to need at Hershey to advance and do well there. Practice it now. If you give up a takedown, you're still up 6-2. You get out for 1 and you go back at it. So I like the way he's wrestling here.
Yeah, when you talked about that, you know, you want to see the guys stay on their offense, whether they're up 2-0, 8-0. Take a look at Falcone's first takedown of this bout.
Beautiful, clear. That slide by there, he drops right into a shot. Excellent setup, excellent penetration, excellent finish. Very good wrestling.
So, just our 4th bout of the evening. Some very, very good action so far. Not surprisingly here in the district finals. Sometimes you can get guys to clam up being in the finals, but it's been nothing but just going wrestling. We've had some dominating wrestling going on.
I actually think these 2 wrestlers, you look at Pinto down at 170 and Falcone up here going for another tilt. 2 sophomores have unbelievably high potential. They have the ability in their style to really open it up. And they should be looking at wrestlers like Bo Nickel and, you know, Mark Hall and guys like that from Penn State that just take their wrestling to another level because they have that capacity in their style to get better.
Man, they're so young. Pinto, sophomore. Falcone, just a sophomore. So a lot of upper weights here in District 11 that going to be around for a few more years, which is good to see. So it's going to be Dominic Falcone, a sophomore, grabbing his first ever district gold by 11-0 major decision over Hunter Gill of East Stroudsburg.
The streak is back.
So back-to-back years with a district champ. Coach Billman with his third ever district champ.
Takes 2 years, right? You can't call, it's got to be 2 years to call it a streak, right?
I guess so. So we move to 195 pounds. It's the senior out of Liberty, Damon Moyer, 32-2 on the season, 36-6 last year. District regional champ, 38-11 as a sophomore. District runner-up, region third, 21-16 as a freshman, 127-35. And he's going up against the senior Jaden Bortz of Northampton. Bortz, 27-11 this season. Missed a few matches late in district duels due to an injury. 16-7 last year. Third in the district, 43-18 career. And they're going to hold this bout until the AAA bout is done, which is just finishing up. While before they start this bout, I will give you Damon Moyer and Bortz have wrestled once this season back on January 2nd. It was Damon Moyer losing 7-6 to Bortz. So if Moyer's going to grab his second district gold in his career, he's going to have to turn around that loss back in January.
This should be a fun rematch here. Another sophomore. Oh no, we got two seniors here, right?
Two seniors. Yeah, Moyer's just pinned his way through to the finals. 3 falls en route to the finals. Moyer, the number 1 seed. Bortz, the number 2 seed. Bortz with a fall, 5-1 decision, and a fall in 43 seconds in the semifinals over 3rd seed Timothy Novodomsky out of Pottsville, who ended up taking 4th in this. You see a nice little single there by Bortz, but well defended and escaped.
That was very, very well timed, that single, and I thought he had that well. Bortz did a nice job of stepping out of that. Opportunities for a shot like that don't come very often.
Tony Phillip and John Sullivan on the 3 and Danny Collins,
Bortz does a nice job really staying in position. Not a lot of hand fighting going on in this match here. A lot more open wrestling, level changing.
White ticket, last 3 numbers 465, 627.
Bortz doing a nice job dropping in on that single again, and again, Moyer kicking away, kicking out, not giving up a takedown. So we're going to go scoreless here in the first period. Take a look at this nice single that he drops into here. Grabs that ankle, does a nice job of sucking it in. Moyer does a nice job of turning away, kicking out, not giving up too. Sometimes the difference between a takedown and not a takedown is the defender's ability to keep on fighting and not give up. That's what Moyer showed in 2 of those singles. Now we're going to get a stall call on Bortz here. Got about 5 seconds to make a good attempt to bring your opponent back down to the mat. If you don't do that, a lot of times refs are going to give you hit you for stalling. But it was a beautiful lift by Bortz. Nice mat return. So we got a caution here. And I believe that's on Bortz on top, which it is, for a false start. Moyer doing a nice job getting to his feet. He's going to get the 1-point escape. That's what one stall call can do for you in a match. I always preach this with my wrestlers. Get a stall call as soon as you can, because when you get to your feet when you're on bottom, they're going to let you go if they can't take you down right away. It's going to be an easy escape. And we'll see if that plays into the end here. That
absolutely, that's a stalling call. You never know. You see another close single again by Bortz. Oh, good scramble by both wrestlers.
It's not over yet. Bortz has still got that leg. Wow, his counter wrestling has been outstanding. And that's a good no call. That was a great no call takedown. Take a look here. Beautiful shot. You see the difference there? He actually kept his shoulder into that thigh. And you see Moyer just scrambling out. And as long as he has that legs there, what he does, they're not going to give two.
Now it's Moyer with a head inside two. Now brings the leg up, keeps the leg secure. Nice inside trip. Takedown given, then waves off.
Excellent call by the referee.
Richie Duckelberger is our head official in this bout. Dan Gonzalez, the mat judge. So two takedown Moyer waved off. Bortz got the takedown.
I was wondering when I was going to see a nice leg attack from Moyer, and there it is, and he gets so close to scoring. But I thought it was a great non-call. He took it off the board and gave the takedown. Now we have a one-point escape. It's 2-2. So good wrestling. In college, you probably could make the throw the brick and say, well, all it takes is a fraction of a takedown. In high school, they tend to give you a little bit more reaction time.
Yes, you get a little more reaction time, and you got to secure that takedown, if you will. So second period runs out, tied at 2. Going to be Bortz's choice to start the final period. Moyer looking for back-to-back district goals. Bortz looking for his first district goal in his career.
We got a caution on Moyer now on top. That's 1 each. We got a stall call against Bortz. This match has been heating up more and more as it's been going on. So this third period should be really interesting.
Now Bortz going to try to hip heist over. He's pulling Moyer's hip down. Going to try to pull his hip over that right leg of Moyer. But Moyer kind of
he's got a split
leg in. Yeah, he's got a good job of defending that by Moyer. Still in control on top.
He really wasn't going to score with that spladle, but that allowed him to pull himself back on top, not give up the reversal here. So not a lot of happening here on the edge. Bortz finds the edge. They're going to get a fresh start here with 1:18, trying to knock off the defending champion from Liberty here.
Well, as we know, Liberty had a fantastic dual meet season, winning the EPC title this year. First league title since 1986 for the Liberty Hurricanes.
Moyer dropped down onto that ankle there, and a lot of times the referee's going to look for stalling, but he did a nice job transitioning right back up, coming back on top. This is not an easy task to ride him for 2 minutes without giving up stall calls.
Oh, this could be Moyer doing a great job. One swing of the arm there, no back point, just a 1 count.
He's got to try to sink a power half in there if he can.
If he can get his hips up.
He can load in a power half there. He's got a shot. He's got to come under the arms, which he is right now. He's got a good shot. But you see, Bortz has that ankle. If he can feed in a power half here, I think he's going to be able to pull up some back points. He's got to watch that he doesn't get too high, though, and give up a reversal.
Late tilt attempt by Moyer, just 13 seconds. We're going to might have some blood time.
Contact, maybe?
We got some blood on Bortz, it looks like. Here you see Damon Moyer out there with Coach Jody Karam, who Hurricanes had a fantastic dual meet season, 19-4. Came up a little short of district duels. Not able to advance the state duels, but either way, like I said, won the EPC title. Had a fantastic season. Liberty's advancing 10 guys to next week's regional tournament.
We talked about Coach of the Year earlier. Jody Karam is very much in the running as anybody out there this year. What he's done to elevate this Liberty program is unbelievable this season. And nobody probably would have guessed that he would have been one of the options out for district goals. Look at this.
Schwartz, with just 13 seconds to go, gets a quick stand-up and escape. He's going to hold off the returning district champ Moyer. Get the victory for the Concrete Kids in Bullets. He's going to be your district champion at 195 pounds as the Concrete Kids keep going on this sensational district individual tournament run.
I was just about to say, Damon Moyer, how awesome it was to see him go after it on top. But it's Schwartz with that injury timeout. It refreshed him, gave him a great start, exploded off the bottom, got that 1-point escape, and that's all it took there at the end of this match.
So we move to 220 pounds. It's Nick Natoli out of Bangor, the senior, 26-3, 24-12 last year, third in the district, second in the region, career record of 66-37. He's going up against the senior Andrew Balukas out of Easton, 21-9 on the season. Did not wrestle last year, was 17-16 as a sophomore for Bethel Catholic, 38-25 in his career. These guys did not meet during this season. And Nick Natoli, top seed here at 220 pounds. All three losses came at the Trojan Wars tournament. Nate Shawn of Selinsgrove by fall, and then back-to-back disqualifications for Nick Natoli. So, all three losses coming at the same tournament. Andrew Balukas just getting, when you take a year off, anytime you take a year off, very difficult to come back and just to get into the groove of things. But slowly and surely, as the season's worn on, Andrew Balukas getting better and better and better, and proving to that, getting the overtime fall, sudden victory fall against Stephen Schott of Nazareth, the second seed at 30-4, as Nick Natoli throws Balukas to his back. Nick Natoli of Bangor, known for his big moves, and he's not disappointing right now.
Oh, that was nice. I just let you talk about it and sit back and watch these big guys. And it wasn't the most explosive quick throw in the world. Take a look at this. He kind of just got in front and muscled him over there with his upper body, and he caught him on his back there. He had him very close to being pinned, but give Balukas some credit. He fought out of there. It's not easy fighting off your back against a big guy like Natoli.
No, as I was saying, Andrew Balukas lost to Stephen Schott twice this season, once by fall and decision. Came back, beat the second seed Stephen Schott, and then that's how we got here to the finals. But Nick Natoli, as we talked about, we've seen can hit big moves, and we saw one there, and that's how he's a 5-0 lead.
If you're a wrestler and you're going to take a year off, the wrestlers that probably can get away with it, Darren, are the heavyweights.
Yeah.
You usually can't do that in the middle or lightweights, but if you're a big guy, you focus on lifting, sometimes it doesn't hurt you as much. But you lose out sometimes on the technical aspect of the sport. But sometimes what you make up in weight training in the upper weights could be a benefit for you.
Absolutely. And gaining that confidence back too.
We'll see if Balukas can get an escape here and kind of come back, pick his way back here, 1-2 points at a time. Oh! Just as we say that, he almost hits a 5-point move on a reversal. He ends up with the 1-point escape. Nice recovery there by Natoli.
Great action there by both those guys. Good reaction. Reaction by Natoli. He was in deep trouble there for about a second.
And did you see when they got to their feet? They looked at each other, they took a big breath, and then before they made contact, so you could tell they're not used to these flurries.
No, back-to-back big move to start the period. Almost big move there by both wrestlers.
To quote an Easton wrestler, Brian Snyder, I did a camp with him down in Atlanta, Georgia, and I remember him talking to the kids, and he said, go big or go home. That's the way we do it in Nebraska. Go big or go home. And these guys are going big.
See another lateral drop there by Natoli, this time out of bounds. We're far from this bout being dull by any chance. A lot of fun stuff here to go with.
So I think Coach Snyder from Nebraska will be very happy watching both of these two wrestlers here. You know, phenomenal career. When you talk about NCAA wrestlers, the best ones that have never won a national championship, his name comes into that conversation almost every time as a 4-time All-American. John Trench, 3-time All-American at Lehigh, never won it. That name comes in there too. There you see Natoli with a nice spin behind there. He's going to go up 7-1. And Balakis almost gets a reversal, but it's going to be Natoli that catches him on his back here. And he's going to get the fall with 15 seconds left.
And there it is. Top seed Nick Natoli gets the fall. 3 minutes and 44 seconds by the Bangor Senior District Gold for the Slater. Take a look.
Tries a Granby roll, almost gets the reversal, but Natoli does a nice job of countering here, catching him on his back. I like the way both of these wrestlers came out tonight. They both wrestled to go after a District 11 championship, and that's what you want to see. Bring on the big boys.
So after that second period fall by Nick Natoli, we're going to put the brakes on here, the AAA, prior to moving to 285 pounds. As you see Jody Karam there, we'll give you some information on Coach Karam. We talked about how they had a great dual meet season winning the EPC. But also, they got a little streak of their own. We talked about Easton had a 68-year streak going. Well, Liberty's got a nice little 9-year streak going with the district champ. So Damon Moore was your district champ last year. That made it 9 straight seasons for Liberty. We saw Damon Moore unable to get a victory for Liberty, but they have a shot here at heavyweight. And then they're going to have two more opportunities after. So 3 more opportunities to keep that streak. And that's a pretty solid streak in its own. 9 years for a district champion.
Well, you know, I'm actually really proud of Jody Karam because this success hasn't happened overnight. He put a ton of years into this program, and it's been a long time in the process working with these wrestlers. And he's compiled a great staff. He's got a phenomenal staff right now working with these guys. And it's great to see them enjoy the success that they're having because he has and his staff has put the hard work in.
Now, 26th year as the head coach at Liberty, 361, 156 and 1 at Liberty, 408, 167 and 3 overall as he was at Del Val prior to coming to Liberty, but just a boatload of wins for Jody Karam and his staff in his 26th year here at Liberty.
When I was wrestling back in the 80s, Frank Gutierrez was a legend. 327 wins. He was a coach that's been around forever, very well respected. I guess it shows my age because Jody Karam now has surpassed Gutierrez, has over, what's his career wins? I know it says 336 on the board there, but that was last year. So,
who's that?
Jody Karam, total wins?
As a coach, or?
He's got to be pushing 350.
He's 361 career
61.
wins. Yep.
That puts you in the all-time greats category for coaching in the Lehigh Valley.
Well, it looks like the AA, where you see Seth Lisa, whose team we talked about, locked up the team title. First time since 2009, Northampton's going to win an individual district tournament. First time in Seth Lisa's career. He had a fantastic season, obviously being state runner-up, 21 and 4 on the year. Seth Lisa in his 8th season at 78 and 41. So we go to the big guys at 285 pounds. It's Hunter Wertheiser of Northampton, senior, 29 and 10, 27 and 12 last year, 59 and 24 on the season. Going up against Jaden Freeman, the senior, 31-4, 28-10 last year. Neither of these guys placed in the district tournament last season. And these guys are quite familiar with one another. Hunter Werkheiser wrestling Freeman once this season, back on January 2nd, and it was Freeman getting the best of them, 4-3.
I thought he was going to get kicked off, but they're on the rodeo. 2 takedown. When you're at heavyweight, that's huge. 1 takedown is huge, but the way these two are wrestling, I have a feeling we're going to see more points than that.
Yeah, Hunter Werkheiser, the 4th seed, defeating the number 1 seed, Jace Krause, out of Bethlehem Catholic, 3-2 in the semifinals. Krause ended up taking 4th with a forfeit to so Sammy Camus out of Stroudsburg, the 2nd seed, took 3rd, and that's who Freeman beat. Freeman was a 3rd seed, beat Camus 4-2 in that semifinal. So both semifinal bouts for these guys were nail biters, but ended up getting the victory to advance to the final here at 285 pounds. It's going to be 2-1 in favor of Freeman.
That's not a surprise at heavyweight, right? You usually see a lot of pins, a lot of close, low-scoring matches.
And to round up the top 5, Corey Border of Parkland getting 5th place. So a good tournament there for Corey Border. Parkland taking 2 to next week's Northeast Region.
And Border, another wrestler that took a few years off before he came back this year as well.
He took
3 or 4 years off,
first
right?
year back since junior high. And had a fantastic season, did Corey Border. 24-11 coming in to the district tournament as we have an escape by Werkheiser to tie it up at 2.
So I'm really interested. I brought this up a couple times to you. The Coach of the Year award, this is going to be a really, really tough one this year. I mean, you can make the case for Dave Crow. He really, I think they might have hit their peak a little bit more towards the midseason, but don't count them out the rest of the postseason. What Jody Karam's done with that team is phenomenal. Northampton has really, they are peaking right now at the right time.
Yeah, they had good dual meet season, kind of hit a little lull there with a couple of injuries, and then obviously turned it on at the district duels, defeating Liberty and Nazareth in the same day to advance to that state tournament. And then till they got to the finals against Bethlehem Catholic, they really were dominant there till they got, till they went up against the Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks. But so then you got the 2-time state champs and Jeff Karam and the Golden Hawks as well.
Jeff Karam comes off as an assistant, takes over the program. They win district and state duels. Whether he may not be the most popular choice coming from Bethlehem Catholic, but at the same time, you cannot look down upon what they've accomplished this year.
No, well, 2 back-to-back state titles, team titles. They actually have won the last 4 individual district titles as well, as Northampton knocking off Bethlehem Catholic in that sense. And they currently have a 27-point lead over Nazareth, 40-point lead over Liberty, and a 48-point lead over Bethlehem Catholic. So, I mean, we keep talking about that, but it's just such an impressive victory. I mean, when you came into this tournament, even if Northampton taking 11 to regions, Liberty taking 10, Nazareth taking 11, Bethlehem taking 9, you'd think it would be a much tighter tournament. But the difference with Northampton is they're taking 11, which Nazareth is as well. But they had so many more falls and 6 guys in the finals. Big difference. They were 40-13 as a team today, I believe, or over the tournament spread. I mean, that'll get you a District 11 individual tournament title.
Yeah, well, you got Liberty and Becca really battling it out here. So this is Liberty 8 points ahead of Becker right now. So a win here would be huge to maybe solidify that third place finish.
See Coach Karen looking on, trying to get his Freeman to grab district gold and extend that streak to 10 years.
But you know the coaches don't really care about this. I mean, outside of winning it, it's icing on the cake. Second or third or fourth. They really want their wrestlers to go out there and perform well. That's what gets coaches excited.
Nice escape there by Freeman. You want to take as many wrestlers possible to next week, because next week you reset, whole new tournament, a lot of different things can happen, and we do see that quite often from one week to the next.
Northampton crowd getting loud right behind us here, getting noisy, trying to inspire their wrestler here to see if he can get a takedown.
I mentioned before, Freeman with the 4-3 victory back on January 2nd over Hunter Werkheiser. We're at that 1-point margin once again, but we got lots of wrestling to go. 1 minute and 7 seconds here in the final period.
Werkheiser really hand fighting hard here, banging the head. It's a good strategy. He's got to watch the smaller Freeman though. Freeman's quick. He could hit him with a nice little duck under or a go behind there.
And powerful. We saw that opening takedown by Freeman with a wonderful leg drive and lift of Werkheiser.
Nice job by Freeman circling in on the edge. What you don't want to do is get pushed out. You want to circle in.
There's a stalling warning against Freeman. 45 seconds to go.
And this is a very popular strategy at heavyweight. You know, push the guy, use your weight advantage, and just try to get a stall call.
Roger Guerin, our head official, Joe McIntyre, the side official for this bout.
But he's really not attempting any type of offensive scoring strategy. So I would be really hesitant to hit him for stalling again, unless Werkheiser can lower his level and make an attempt to score. All he's doing is pushing him.
Yeah, you got to use like an underhook. Like he uses that underhook and tries to use it, that's different. But just the pushing and shoving, Freeman maybe mixing an underhook and try to go for a knee pick or something. But just 15 seconds to go. A lot of pummeling going on between Werkheiser and Freeman.
Doing a great job here. Look where his feet are, in the center circle. That is really smart wrestling, and that's where he wants to be. And he's going to get a nice spin behind here with a few seconds left and a 1-point escape, making it 5-3. So Freeman's going to weather the storm against the big guy from Northampton.
Jaden Freeman locking up the district goal for the Liberty Hurricanes, extending the streak now to 10 years for Coach Karen and the Hurricanes. Nice workmanlike effort there by Freeman to get the gold in his senior campaign. So we go from the big guys to the smaller guys, 106 pounds. Two freshmen here. Dante Frenzy of Bethel Catholic, 28-7 on the year, two-time district or junior high champion. Going against Braxton Apello, 20-9 on the season and 29 in his career.
So pretty good parity so far. We've got 7 teams in 7 matches with an individual champion.
And that's quite impressive. So you got a lot of nobody really dominating the final scene quite yet. We're going to have some repeats of teammates coming up soon. That'll duplicate, but up to this point, as you talked about, parity is theirs. Dante Frenzy in on an early single against Apello. Apello, the 3rd seed, defeating the 2nd seed, Ryan Stilgenbauer out of Northampton, 9-5. Stilgenbauer knocked off Connor Warner, the 2 seed, 9-4. Stilgenbauer ended up getting 4th as Warner got revenge on Stilgenbauer, as went getting 3rd place to Warner, 10-6. And Dante Frenzy will fall in a 2-0 victory over Andrea Farina, the 4th seed of Nazareth, in the semifinals. And as you talked about in the opening, Scott, these guys did meet this season, twice this season. And it was Frenzy getting the best of Apello, 3-2 both times.
It'd be a little surprising if this would be the lowest scoring match if it ends up 3-2. Nice shot there by Frenzy, but a really good scramble by Apello there to not give up the takedown right on the edge. Bortz and Moyer, the only 3-2 bout. Everything else has been a little bit pretty high scoring, I would say.
Man, that Moyer Bortz bout, even though it was 3-2, lots of rolling, lots of defense, lots of offense as well.
Not a boring 3-2.
No, not at all. And there hasn't been a boring bout to this point as Frenzy, and once again, uses those long arms to collapse on that double for a 2-point
Yeah, I'm really liking the way he's attacking the leg attacks right now. Frenzy comes right off here, head outside single to the left side there, which you don't see too often, and picks up the 2 right on the edge of the mat. Frenzy got a little bit high on top. Nice reversal here by Apello. He's got a cradle locked up. No points to awarded yet. And there are the points. He's got him close to being pinned, but they're going to run out of time. And that was after the buzzer. I was watching the clock.
That was after the buzzer. Yeah. Larry Dia, the head official, Scott Kupek.
He's taking off his headgear, I think.
It was clearly after the buzzer. I mean, you couldn't hear it. The crowd was going nuts.
Yeah.
Watch Scott Kupek come in here and tap him when the buzzer's out, and then watch Larry Dieter blow the whistle.
Watch Scott Kupek, the backup referee, come over and buzz him, and you could see he hit him before the hand went. I was watching the clock. That was the right call. The fans didn't like it from Easton, but it was the right call. But nonetheless, he's going to pick up 5 points for that reversal and cradle.
5-point move by Apello. So it's 5-2 starting the second period. I'm not quite sure with all that action and replays whose choice it was. But I'm assuming it might have been Frenzy's choice. Apello with him getting out like he did in reverse, but I'm not going to speculate. We'll find out.
Well, they did start in the neutral position, yes. So we know somebody neutral here. But
it was the right call by Larry Dieter and Scott Kupek coming in. It was clear. We could see from our angle where we're at. Clearly the right call.
It was Easton's choice. I don't think he deferred. I think he might have went neutral. Even though he gave up a reversal, he got the reversal in the fall. Oh, nice takedown right on the edge there. Okay, they're going to confer there. I thought the backup referee he wants to confer with him. Take a look right here.
Take a look. 2 points in. Left arm, right foot. What do you think? The left arm of Frenzy and right thing. Either way.
I mean, hands down is supporting points, but a lot of times they're looking at the feet.
But it has to be at the same time, though. You know what I mean? If 1 point just comes off the mat, it's done. It's not like college where you can just keep that 1 point all the way in.
Hey, Frenzy escaped twice now.
Yes.
Almost getting a takedown of his own on the edge.
There's another good call. Used just the right foot. 1 point was in. So Larry Dieter all over it right here. Early on.
They're doing a good job.
Right now.
They have done a fantastic job tonight, the referees.
But during that whole exchange, there's been a stalling warning on Apello.
And they don't have the luxury to see what we can see here on the instant replay. So they don't see that. They have to make that call in real time. So they put up 7 points in the first period.
A deep shot here by Apello. But you see that long legs and arms of Frenzy.
Here's where Frenzy needs to be careful, Darren. You can't spin behind when that guy has his hands locked, because once you get to the side, watch, Apello now can raise up. It takes the weight off him, and now that gives Apello. You've got to break that grip first.
You lose all that pressure.
Yeah.
You want to keep that pressure, that head pressure, keep his head down. As soon as his head comes up, you're on the defense.
And I think that's where Apello has been finding ways to expose Frenzy here with that release of pressure.
So, we go scoreless neutral. Frenzy's choice, down 5-2, going neutral.
That was interesting.
Interesting by both wrestlers. Two
freshmen at 106. Doesn't surprise you. They tend to be a little bit sometimes better on the mat.
And not holding back. You know, we talked about sometimes in the finals you get guys that relax. 2 freshmen, you don't know what to expect. These guys are opening up, wrestling. It's just, it's a fresh breath, how do you say that? Breath of fresh air to see guys just open up and let loose in the finals.
It's great. One of the things I've noticed is they're really scoring close to they're really attacking near the edge of the mat. There's a lot of scoring that's almost happening right on the edge of the mat.
So
one of them needs to pop off something right in the middle.
Stalling warning on Frenzy. Point to Frenzy at second stalling warning. Deep shot there by Apello. But there you see that Frenzy roll, just like his brother likes to use. But he puts himself in danger here.
But he let the release of pressure happen again. And now you have Apello. He's able to capitalize on that also. The best you can hope for there is a stalemate.
Just back and forth wrestling there. Deep shots there by Apello. Not able to finish on the longer Frenzy. Minute 4 to go. Lots of time. Frenzy trailing 5-3.
Frenzy very long. I don't see him staying down at 106 very long.
No, he's going to definitely grow into that length. No different than his brother, Luca Frenzy, who we saw at 160 pounds.
So Apello winning this match, but you almost see Frenzy almost baiting him to shoot in on the leg.
Now Frenzy really pushing the action here.
Oh, there's a chance for a nice throw by there. Watch.
You're Apello, you got to get on the offense. There it is. Knew that was coming. 5-4 now. Apello leads. Frenzy really pushing the pace here. You're Apello. You keep that. You got to circle. You got to hand fight. You got to take the shot. Try to finish. Frenzy, you got to like what he's doing. Trailing by 2 at the time. Pushing and pushing the action.
I'll tell you what, Apello's got to watch himself here. Frenzy is really pressing the action. Frenzy's got to find a way to get in on the legs here.
11 seconds to go. You know he's going to probably shoot, snap and spin if you're Apello. If you're Frenzy, get in one of those shots.
Apello's not helping himself by walking back to the circle with 2 stall calls.
Nope. I tell you what, with 6 seconds to go,
he's going to get back.
He needs to circle or shoot. Frenzy,
and he deserves to get hit.
That's a caution on Frenzy. Yeah,
well, they should put .3 back on the clock because it was 6.1.
And that's the best thing you could have done if you were Apello.
Yeah.
Go right underneath.
Wow. What a match.
So Apello losing twice during the season to Dante Frenzy, and it's Braxton Apello, the freshman of Easton, getting a district gold by a 5-4 decision. Make that 2 district champs here tonight for the Red Rovers.
Junior Jake Gallagher. His opponent, season record is 1-7-2.
Now we go. Catch our breath, we go to 113 pounds. It's Andrew Smith of Nazareth Jr., 29-7, 32-13. 4th in the district last year, 3rd in the region, 6th in the state, 78-30 on the season. He's going up against our only undefeated wrestler here tonight, Towries Fleming of Liberty, the senior, 29-0, 38-5 last year, 3rd district, 3rd region, 3rd state, 27-8 as a sophomore, 94-13 career.
Not easy to go undefeated anymore in the Lehigh Valley in District 11. When you're going to the top tournaments in the country like Beast of the East, you really have to be one of the top 1 or 2 or 3 guys in your weight class in the country.
Yeah, Fleming having an outstanding season, record showing that. These guys did battle each other at the district duels on February 2nd, and it was Smith losing to Towries Fleming, obviously 4-0, with Fleming's record being unblemished. And Smith, the number 1 seed. Nice deep shot there by Fleming, defended well by Smith. Smith, this 1 seed, so this stays true to form, 113 pounds, Tyrese Fleming. The 2nd seed in on a deep single against Smith.
We got a scramble here on the mat. Most likely going to end up in a stalemate here. But I like that they let him wrestle through these situations now in college and high school, which is nice to see. Fleming can get inside that near arm there and get a hand to post. Smith on the release of pressure there almost picks up the takedown himself.
And both these guys just know exactly where they're at all times. The feel of both these guys is fantastic. As we're going to have a scoreless but entertaining first period between Smith and Fleming.
I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed that 106-pound bout. Do you think for Frenzy, he's a very tall 106-pounder. I kind of feel like that makes it very difficult for him being so tall to leg attack.
Sure.
And going to need some of these shorter opponents at 106.
Yes, I mean, it depends. Some people like wrestling the taller wrestlers. Some feel it more difficult to wrestle the short, stocky wrestler. So it's all, I guess, a matter of style. But with his record and his success this season, he's able to deal with that length. But maybe at times it is a negative, but either way, give Braxton Apello all the credit there.
Yeah.
He came out, hit that big move close to the fall, but ended up getting a slim 5-4 victory at 106 pounds.
I'm already thinking ahead to next week, Darren, and looking forward to some of these rematches that you know are probably going to happen in some of these weights again.
Smith here, possible, hit the tilt, just a 1 count. Now back points coming for Smith. Not sure if it was 5. Got the full complement of 5. The 5 count for 3, and yes, he did. So 3 near fall points for Smith of Nazareth.
Nazareth doing a nice job on top. This is the 2nd time where we've seen no points scored in the first period and a Nazareth wrestle getting on top and scoring back points. We saw it. Was it Herzig that scored back points earlier, or am I thinking of a different bout?
No, different bout. Herzig got back points at the end with the 5-point move.
Maybe it was Falcone at 182 from Easton. And nonetheless, Herzig looked good tonight as well. So Smith trying to hold on here. Take a look there as he rolls through, gets the back points. He gets a full 5 count here, which is going to give him 3 near fall points. That's the only point scored in this bout. Right at the end of that period, right at the end where they went out of bounds, Jody Karam wasn't very happy with that call. He felt it should have been a stall call because Smith wasn't really working up off of the leg, which isn't a bad argument, but no stall call was awarded. So we end the 2nd period here. Smith taking a 3-0 lead into the 3rd period, chooses bottom. And Fleming here getting a little out of position. Boy, really got out of position as he tried to pull him back, and he pulled him basically right on top of him. Smith now looking good in this bout, 5-0.
Yeah, so those back points and then quick reversal here in the 3rd period. Has Fleming in danger of losing his first bout of the year. It's been Andrew Smith with that scoreless first period, just dominant that 2nd period on top. Now going to go try to go to work with 1:24 to remain.
You know, we talked a little bit about Herzig coming into this finals bout with a great game plan.
Right.
We're sort of seeing a similar thing here maybe with Dave Cole and his staff. You got to say so far that Smith's come into this match against an undefeated Fleming with a great game plan as well.
Yeah, and then got to have a game plan obviously, but to execute that game plan, then you got to give full credit to that wrestler. Still, 55 seconds ago, Tyrese Fleming, very dangerous at any point, can tie this bout up. But right now, Andrew Smith just taking it to Fleming from this top position.
He's got him broken down flat here. Fleming, you could tell, is a little bit frustrated here. Down 5 points. Was he just hit for a stall call?
As you said that, you could tell. You kind of hit that one on the head. He's frustrated, not really moving like he normally does, kind of out of sync. And anytime you haven't tasted defeat, sometimes, especially early in the season, I'm talking early in this postseason, not a bad thing. But there's still 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, ideally, you would rather take the loss here than at regionals or states.
Oh, yeah.
Although it's disappointing nonetheless.
So it's Andrew Smith of Nazareth, improving on his 4th place finish last year, getting the gold for the Blue Eagles. That's their 2nd district champ of the night. Workmanlike 5-1 decision there for Andrew Smith. So we move to 120 pounds. It's the top seed. Cameron Enriquez of Stroudsburg, 27 on 30-5 on the season, 41-12 last year. District runner-up, regional runner-up, 6th in the state, 33-5 as a sophomore. District champ, regional runner-up, 6th in the state as a sophomore, 30-15 as a freshman, 4th district, 4th region. So a 3-time district medalist, 4-time now, 134-37. Going against Matt Maloney of Liberty, 32-2 on the season, 40-5 last year. District runner-up, region champ, 5th in the state, 36-5 as a sophomore, 3rd in the district, 5th in the region. Career record 132-26, and a 2-1 lead for Enriquez in the first period.
He didn't waste any time going after that first takedown. Scored it in under 15 seconds. Now you got Maloney in on the leg here, trying to take the lead here with the next takedown. Good sprawl by Enriquez, bringing him back down to the mat.
Enriquez not really tested in this tournament. Tech fall 10-5 over the 4th seed Sam Hanley in the semis. Maloney with a fall, a 10-7 victory in the quarters, and then a hard fought 4-3 over number 3 seed Sean Pearson of Nazareth to have himself advance to this final. And Enriquez did defeat Matt Maloney back on January 7, 5-2.
Maloney back in on another nice single. He's got to find a way to bring this up to his feet here, because Enriquez has been bringing it back down to the mat and has been effective with his sprawl. He breaks away this time again. Nice shot here. Nice hit to the hip too by Maloney.
I'm trying to scoot around is Maloney. Good job of scooting those hips.
He's got to clear that shoulder. Enriquez does a nice job. Nice scramble here. This is commonplace, these scrambles where guys are attacking your ankles. It's got to be so frustrating for wrestlers today.
And you see it at the college level too. I mean, they're not as successful at the college level, but they are still successful. You see scrambles a lot just like that, similar to that.
And you know, we used to call them leeches when we were wrestling. You know, you just can't get away from them to score points. You end up in stalemates. But it's become commonplace in the sport now.
Yes, it has. As we have a 2-1 Enriquez lead after one.
So we're going to get a caution here on Maloney in the top position for Liberty.
John Fidelibus, the head official in this bout. Tony Phillips, the sidekick for this bout.
1 point escape from Enriquez there while you were watching. Similar colors here for both teams. Out there at Stroudsburg in the black and red, and then you got Liberty in the red, white, and blue. Maloney for Liberty in the red ankle band. Right now it's 3-1. Enriquez trying to work a spin behind here against Maloney. Probably should know this, but Doug or Darren, I would think you probably might know this a little better as we see a takedown there from Enriquez. Enriquez and Pearson, have they met this season? Do you know that off the top of your head?
You'll see that takedown here.
Nice spin behind there by Enriquez, going up 5-1.
I believe they have, and this isn't going to be... Enriquez defeated Sean Pearson the first 2 times they met, and I believe the last 4 times they met heading into this season, Sean Pearson got the best of Enriquez, beat him in district, beat him in regional, beat him out at Hershey last season. And they did wrestle once this year, and I believe Pearson got the best of him, but I will verify that. Did you see Enriquez just trying to go over the bar with a half?
That was nice, and he's got him in trouble here with 25 seconds. He's trying to sit into it, but Maloney does a nice job of fighting out of that. But not before he gives up 2 near fall.
So Enriquez with a very dominating performance in that period. Take a look.
There you see him cranking that armbar. He's got a half on the far side, drives it over there. Has Maloney in trouble. Maloney does a good job of fighting out of this, not giving up the fall. As we head into the 3rd period, it's going to be Enriquez starting in the top position, up 7-1. So 2-point reversal for Maloney here, making it 7-3.
So Maloney not giving up here. Trail 7-3, gonna have to get the work from this top position.
One-point escape for Enriquez, making it 8-3.
Enriquez won district gold 2 years ago, looking for his 2nd district gold, but it's Maloney on that head inside single.
He's done a great job of getting in on that leg. He's just been having a difficult time finishing here on Enriquez, who's very good at countering. The referees are going to stop that potentially dangerous here. You can see that knee getting torqued a little bit there. Good call by John Fidelibus. 45 seconds remaining. Maloney trying to find an opening here, looking for an opportunity to score. Enriquez back in on the leg. Oh, nice pick by Maloney there. Trying to get him off his base here and turn it into 2 here. He's put himself in a tough position here.
I was correct. 8-3 Sean Pearson beat Enriquez in sudden victory during the district duel. So after all that, it's going to be Enriquez grabbing his 2nd district gold in his career. Stroudsburg so far 2 for 2 in the finals. 8-3 winner by Enriquez over Matt Maloney.
Tanner, they don't call you the best stat man in the business for nothing. Great job.
So congratulations to Cameron Enriquez on grabbing his 2nd district gold in his career. Now we go to the all Monroe County final. Not a surprise, though, to see these two guys in the finals. Top seed Patrick Noonan out of Stroudsburg, their third and final finalists here this evening. 32-6, 21-1 last year. Had a skin infection on the second day of districts, was unable to continue. So 32-9 as a freshman, third district, fourth in the region, 85-16. Going up against Patrick Gould, the senior, 24-2, 29-5 as a junior, district runner-up, regional champ last year, 33-6 as a sophomore, district champ, region third, state 8, 33-6 as a freshman, district first, runner-up at regionals, 8th in the state, 119-19. So we talked about it earlier with Hunter Gill. Coach Randy Lutz has his second finals, first time ever. They're showing two finalists in the district finals, and this is his first time in Randy Lutz's career. He's going to have a four-time district finalist, and if he wins, Patrick Gould be his third district goal. That'll be the first time ever too. So a lot of records being broken here for Coach Litz with his East Stroudsburg South wrestler. And to throw on top of everything else, he's now the career leader in wins at East Stroudsburg South with 119. Previous Kobe Elms with 117.
Good for him. Congratulations, Coach, on a great season. The Battle of the Patricks.
That's it. These two guys familiar with each other, I'm sure. Monroe County wrestling up at the Dark Knight clubs together as well. And it's Gould with that opening takedown, 2-0. He's very familiar. Is Patrick Gould with the district finals. We talked about two-time champion runner-up. Nice
stuck and clear there, almost getting to the leg for Gould. Second period here, it's going to be Gould's choice. He defers, going over to Noonan. He's going to pick bottom. Gould elects to start neutral, which is going to give a 1-point escape to Noonan, making it 2-2 here as we start the second. See if Noonan can find a way to get to the legs on Gould, which is not an easy task.
As I talked about, both these guys living up to their seeds. Noonan fall major in a 5-1 victory over Dylan Murphy at Bethel Catholic in the semifinals, and Patrick Gould just technical fall 15-4 major decision over Torres of Liberty. So Gould at number 2. So get a great anticipation reaction there by Gould off the shot of Noonan.
Gould, a well-balanced 126-pounder, very strong for the weight.
Yeah, very quick, very powerful. Here's Gould. Deep shot here.
Noonan almost in. He can get behind and step over the leg here. He might be able to pick up the takedown. This would actually give him the lead. 5-4. You know, it's been Gould dominating the takedowns in this match.
There it is.
But now it's Noonan winning 5-4 right now at this point, which is surprising.
Great takedown there by the Stroudsburg junior. Allows the escape with 13 seconds to go. Ties the bout up at 5.
You know, Gould chose to defer in the second period. The score was 4-2. And as soon as he deferred, I thought to myself, he should have not deferred and taken bottom. Because what happens is, now the score is 4-3 with an escape. Hey, take a look here at this nice flurry here where Noonan's going to end up scoring the takedown here and taking the lead. He's fighting here. He's trying to push that leg off. And he turks it there. Comes in around behind the back. Picks up the 2-point takedown, giving him the lead. Now, there was a 1-point escape there, so now it's 5-5 heading into the third period. But my point is, it's 4-2. You defer, he goes down, it's 4-3. You go down, now it's a 5-3 match. No, I'm sorry, a 5-2 match. So psychologically, it's a big difference being in a 4-3 match versus a 5-2 match. And I think he probably should have taken the bottom first to extend that lead a little bit, because it makes wrestlers wrestle different when the score is 3 points versus 1 point.
And the man allows the escape. He wants to wrestle from his feet, trailing by 1. That quick shot there by Gould. Gould leads 6-5.
So Noonan staying in very good position here. Up 1-0. Really pressing the action here. Haven't seen him really go after it like this at all during the match, but you could see him playing the edge very wisely. Drops in on a shot. He doesn't really look like he wants to score unless it's a very easy shot, but he's doing a good job of hand fighting here.
There's a stalling warning on Gould.
So Gould's up by 1. Noonan has got to fight this off here. He does it. Oh, he tries a Granby roll there. Good attempt. Gives up the takedown here, 8-5.
8-5 in favor of the senior Patrick Gould of East Stroudsburg South. So it's first time in Randy Litz's career, a 4-time district finalist is going to cap his senior season off with an 8-5 victory. Gets the gold for Gould, his 3rd District 11 gold medal in his career for Patrick Gould. So the winningest wrestler in East Stroudsburg South history adds to his win total for 120 now in his career. And congratulations to the East Stroudsburg South senior.
Very good wrestler. And give Noonan credit as a junior, went out there and fought hard right at the end. That's got to give him confidence going into next week.
Absolutely. So 132 pounds is on deck. We still have 55 seconds to go in the AA bout. We have quite the rematch for you here at 132 pounds. Shoot over to the AA final. There we go. Trying to find it here in the brackets. Brandon Cheltos, the freshman out of Notre Dame, going against Elijah Bundro of Wilson, 1 and 2 seeds. It's 3-2 in favor of Bundro. You see Bundro on top from Wilson. Notre Dame freshman on bottom. Here's the takedown to lock it up for Elijah Bundro. Staying undefeated is the Wilson junior. So nice victory there by Bundro. Back to AAA, 132 pounds. It's the top seed, Julian Klebo, 41-3 on the season, 37-1 as a sophomore, district, regional, state champ 43-2 as a freshman, district, regional, state champ. Did not participate in wrestling last season. 121-6 career record for the two-time state champ from Northampton. Going up against the Bethlehem Catholic junior, Kenny Herman. 24-6 on the season. 41-12 as a junior. Second in the district, first in the region, fourth in the state. 37-15 as a freshman, fourth district, third region, seventh in the state. 103-33 in his career. We talked about a rematch between these guys. Klebo and Herman have met 3 times. Once back in late December, and in district duels on the February 2nd, and in the state team state finals on February 9th. And it was Herman losing all 3. Klebo getting the best of Herman, 7-3, 5-3, and the 9-1 in the team state finals.
Not easy to wrestle the same opponent for a 4th time during the season. These guys know each other very well. Although Klebo opened it up the last time, typically you don't see a bigger spread as you keep moving along. But Klebo's started off the season a little bit slow earlier this year with a little injury, and he's back to 100%. Everybody knows he's been out last year as a junior. He could have been a 4-time possible state champ. We've never had one in AAA from District 11.
No, he definitely had the potential to do that.
Now, AA, Matty Gearhart out of Catasauqua was a 4-time state champ, but never in AAA, at least my understanding.
Julian Klebo, to his credit, has never lost a district, region, or state final bout in his career. As he takes a 2-0 lead into that first period, after the first period, into the second period.
You know, his father, Whitey, was a great wrestler at Whitehall in Northampton, and I believe he was a 4-time district champ, 4-time regional champ, and a 3-time state medalist, state champ his senior year.
And definitely propelling Northampton, one of the reasons why Northampton able to do the job they did, and team-wise, is having Julian Klebo back in the lineup. As we have Herman with a possible reversal here. Klebo in control on top. Herman looking for the reversal.
Klebo with a shin whizzer there, really making it difficult for Herman to limp arm out of this and come out from behind. Herman trying to step in across the far side there, maybe throw a leg in. Klebo's seen just about everything you could see in high school as he's traveled well in the off-season and competes a lot. Heading to Arizona State next year to wrestle for the Sun Devils. Former Olympic coach Zeke Jones, the head coach out there, doing a great job with that program.
Stable out to Kenny Herman. It's 2-1.
If you watch Klebo wrestle, he does a great job, especially for a lighter weight, pressing the action. He is constantly moving forward, constantly pressing the action here, getting his opponent to back up, play on more of the defensive role. And the hand fighting at this weight class out of Klebo, I think, is just phenomenal.
Just like most wrestlers, when you're the aggressor and pushing the action, you're in better shape for that. And when Julian is wrestling and the aggressor, that's when he's at his best. Constantly moving. You've seen him a little bit this year, a little stagnant at times, kind of dead feet, not really moving as much, allowing his opponent to control the action. And Kenny Herman is that type of wrestler. Very dominant from that top position is Kenny Herman. Loves to ride, and he likes to keep it close. You know, normally, even when he wins, he beat Drew Cleary of Naz with 3-0 in a tight bout, but a 3-0 looks tight. He was in control most of that time. And he likes to wrestle his opponents like that. Klebo, if you get sucked up in that style, Herman keeps it close. He only takes one late takedown, and then, boom, he can upset you. So, but...
And wrestlers like Klebo, and I was one of those wrestlers where I like to go out and dominate my opponents.
Right.
If I got into the third period and it was a one-point match, I was extremely uncomfortable.
Sure.
I called it being a claustrophobic wrestler. You actually start wrestling not to lose instead of wrestling to win. And that could be a great strategy here for Herman if he can keep it close. And he may not be able to slow down the pace, but maybe he can slow down the points.
Last time, losing 9-1 last time. Try to keep that a little closer and then try to attack in that third period.
It's not going to be an easy task, though, against a two-time AAA state champion, and Klebo just keeps pressing the action. Looking to score here with about 9 seconds left, and this is what great wrestlers do. They find ways to score with short time. But he knows Herman, and he respects him. He's long, he's lanky.
Very good on the mat.
Yeah.
And immediately Julian Klebo goes down, leading Herman 2-1.
And this competitive rivalry for Herman is only going to make him become a better wrestler down the road. The end of this season and even next season. Nice shot. He dropped in on Klebo's leg there. Klebo, though, always really aware of where he is. And he can pretty much... He has a move for almost every situation, Klebo.
Never panics, does Klebo. Looked like he was in a little bit of getting taken down. Now he reversed. He got a near side cradle, looking for the fall for the Concrete Kids, who they've been pinning guys all tournament long.
What a way to go out for Klebo if he can pick up the fall here. I thought he had the fall there. It looked awfully close. Klebo being patient here. He knows he's got over a minute on the clock. He's got 3 points locked up. He's going to... Oh.
There it is. Julian Klebo gets the fall for the Concrete Kids.
What a way to go out as a senior here for Northampton. I thought Herman made his way to the edge. He did a great job like a spider.
Took his time, did not panic. Readjusted, 5 minutes and 1 second for the fall. 3-time district champ for Julian Klebo. Take a look.
Take a look at Herman. I thought he was able to get out of bounds, but as long as supporting points are in, Klebo used the edge of the mat wisely, got the fall. I'll tell you what a nice win for Julian Klebo. He had a tough season. He had a tough year last year, coming back this year, and he seems to be on the right track.
We move to 138 pounds. Should be an explosive final here between senior Devin Britton, 20-3 on the season, 43-10 as a junior, 4th in the district, 2nd in the region, 3rd in the state last year, 18-10 as a sophomore, 109-36 career. Going up against Nazareth junior Deshaun Farber, 31-7. Did not wrestle for the Blue Eagles the last 2 seasons as he was a 2-time Georgia State champ as a freshman and sophomore. Came back to the Lehigh Valley, to Nazareth, is a Lehigh Valley wrestler originally. Moved out to Georgia for a while, back here in Lehigh Valley, off to a 2-0 lead over the senior Devin Britton.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a really nice takedown that he dropped in on there to pick up the opening points against Britton, which is going to be huge in this match. Nazareth, I've said it all night, their finalists have been coming out and wrestling well with a good game plan. We'll see how this unfolds. It's early in the match, and we know Britton can go 6 minutes.
Yeah, you see that on Britton's left knee there. He banged up his knee pretty good on January 5th and was not sure if he was going to be able to return. Actually had surgery and was able to return for his senior season campaign in the postseason, which is a fresh of breath air once again. That young gentleman has been through so much and deservedly so. You never want to see your senior season campaign, lose on an injury like that. And good for him to be back here in the finals. There's no trailing 2-0, but he's a phenomenal wrestler in his own right here.
Well, if he's not 100%, he is a tall task. But for him to be out there, willing to put it out there and give 100%, he's done. This is it. He's going to graduate, and you got to respect competitors like that.
I'm not sure. He looks... Yeah, he's looking over here, and I think I did hear coming into this he was banged up with wrestling this tournament. He didn't look right there. I'm hoping.
It looks like he's ready. Yeah, you know what? Why risk further injury? You're going to regionals.
Yeah. I mean, it's great to see him back, but the last thing you want to see is him to further injury that when he's already wrestling next week. There's more important goals ahead. So an unfortunate default there.
And you could tell the way he was competing out there, without a doubt. Absolutely the smart decision.
That's not the Devin Britton that we know. He's a fiery guy, lots of action. He was laying on the mat, and he didn't want to take injury time. You saw his coach stand up, kind of look at the official. They went out of bounds, and they both, Britton and Lisa, looked at each other, and I think they both knew. I mean, it's just not worth it here in the district finals to further injure yourself. Take a look here.
Yeah, you could, Devin Britton's not the kind of guy that crawls out of bounds. No. You could see his ankles are up in the air like that. You could tell he was in a little bit of pain.
So an unfortunate incident, but we just hope and pray he gets healthy enough for next week. So, due to that quick first period,
well, we can give a little update on the team score here.
There you go.
So we get ready for the match of the night.
Our last bout of the evening, it's definitely the highlight of the evening. And the updated team scores, the stats all over it. 256.5 for Northampton. Nazareth secured the second place spot with 232.5 points. Liberty will unlock up third place at 214.5 points. And then Bethlehem Catholic fourth with 202.5. And then so on, Easton fifth. So you have, so far, champ-wise, Northampton with 2, Nazareth with 3 champs here this evening, Easton 2, Stroudsburg 2, and then a few other teams, East Stroudsburg South, Liberty, Bethlehem Catholic, just to name the others, with champs here tonight.
It's noteworthy to point out that Stroudsburg in the 6th place spot really had a great tournament tonight.
Absolutely.
2 champions, a second and a third. They're going to be taking 5 guys to the Northeast Regional, and they're only 4 points behind Easton. That's that next tier of 2 teams that are behind the top 4. So Sean Richmond doing a great job there. Easton really having a good tournament as well. That's going to be fun to watch all of these guys advance to next weekend.
And we've said it a few times here tonight. It's, you want to do great here. You want to win a district title. You want to advance to next week. Advance and survive to next week, because we've seen it over the years. What happens here this week? A lot of the times the same matchups come in the semifinals, or same matchups come in the quarters, and it flips.
You're talking to one of them.
It flips. So there you go.
I wrestled the same guy 3 weekends in a row from Easton. I beat him. I lost to him at regionals, and then I beat him in the state finals. And I'll tell you what, it hurt to lose in the region, but I'll tell you what, I would much rather lose in the regional finals than the state finals. So,
absolutely.
Hey, if you're in it, you may not have put your best tournament together this week, but you got a week to regroup, like you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And you got to develop the right mindset and get physically healthy for next week, because except for a few weight classes, there are several people in each weight class that could really compete and get to the finals.
So we're going to shoot over to the AA final here at 138 pounds. Thomas Spurk of Saucon Valley, the top seed, going up against Wilson's Marcus Branford, a senior as well, the 3rd seed. And currently, it is a 8-5 advantage for Spurk of Saucon Valley. Wilson in the yellow singlet, Saucon Valley in the white, black, and red singlet.
Sporting the pink headgear tonight.
Yeah.
Looking good. Oh, he's hit on a nice shot there, too. He turns to the head. Oftentimes, that's the wrong way to turn, but we'll see how this works out. It looks like he's going to score on a spin behind here, making it 8-6.
8-7, now 9-7 with the escape. 31 seconds to go. Trying to get an update of team scores here for you. In the AA, it's Saucon Valley locked up the team title. They lead by 30 with 3 champs so far. Looking for their 4th champ is Saucon Valley. Notre Dame had 6 in the finals. Only 2 champs, and I think they have 1 remaining at the next weight. Does Notre Dame, but 9-8 in favor of Spurk, but a late takedown attempt here by Brantford.
6 seconds on the clock. 4 seconds. That looks like 2 to me. That looks like 2 to me.
Well, there, Chris Grandis and Richie Dunkelberger are going to talk it over, and 1 point escape.
How could there be an escape? They're neutral.
Both coaches talking to the officials. Take a look.
We had a 9. They're on their feet neutral here. So we're going for a takedown here. This, my opinion, I was watching the clock right here. That's a takedown.
So it's Tom Spurk getting the 9-8 victory over Marcus Brantford of Wilson. So here we go.
That was a tough one to call. Like again, we have the advantage of looking at instant replay. They don't.
We head to the feature matchup, our last bout of the evening here. Ryan Anderson, senior, 31-1, lone loss to Condomini down at Team States, 29-3. District Regional State champ last year, 111-14 in career. The sophomore Jagger Condomini, 41-5 on the season, 37-12 last year, 78-17.
Not one person left this arena early.
And as they should not, as this was a war out at Hershey between Condomini and Ryan Anderson. We talked about Condomini has lost twice to Anderson this season, but the last time they wrestled on February 9th, it was a 5-4 victory by Condomini.
And that's awfully impressive for a sophomore to knock off the #1 ranked wrestler, not in the state, not in the district, in the country, going to Iowa State next year to wrestle for Kevin Dresser, who's trying to rebuild that Cyclone program out there.
Junior Asian Cernilia. As opponent,
Nice leg scoop there by Anderson, going to look to finish and get the strike first here at 145-pound final with nice defense there by Condomini. Once again, Miles would like to get scooped, but out of bounds they go.
Well, I don't care how strong you are, though. Anderson should not be reaching down for the leg with one hand. You gotta secure that hand, that leg with 2 hands, and finish that takedown. You don't often get that many opportunities to get in on a leg, and when you do, you got to do it right. So Anderson really burying that head in there, trying to control the action on his feet here. Anderson really banging in hard with an underhook. I'm amazed how he gets to that single leg with one hand like that. It's unreal. If he can find a way to release that other hand and drop down and get 2 hands on a leg, he's going to convert more scoring opportunities. So Anderson gets his choice. He defers to Condomini. Condomini's going to take bottom. Take a look here. Watch how easily he just drops right in and picks up that leg. That takes unbelievable strength to do that. But he's not going to be able to outmuscle Condomini. He's going to have to use a little bit better technique there, lower his level, and drop and secure his hands on that leg. Condomini on the bottom here trying to fight out. Anderson on top. He's got the far elbow here. Drives him out of bounds. Nice escape there by Condomini. Both of these wrestlers, awesome competitors. They got the eye of the tiger. They want to win when they get out there.
Now you can tell these guys are on the...
It's too much muscle in there from Anderson. He could have easily dropped into two hands and brought that leg up. He's going to have to convert, but I'll tell you what, credit to Condomini. He's taking advantage of that. He's getting his leg out every time.
I was saying, you can tell these guys have faced each other 3 times, both very aware of what each other's trying to do.
This one's going to be a battle on their feet. Oh, there he's going for that cradle. He wants a pin.
Oh, he's got it locked up. He's got Condomini all
That was Bo Nichols-esque from Penn State. He went right after that. He's got time. He's got the 2-point takedown, and has the takedown even been awarded yet? It's not on the scoreboard. I think he's got the 2 and 2 more near fall coming. So 2-1 right now in favor of Anderson. Condomini did a good job because he looked like he was in trouble there for a second.
He could have been in deep trouble. Almost looked like the what Julian Klebo did to Kenny Herman. Took his time and then took him right over. It looked like that was going to happen there, but Anderson got the turn with 3 back points. Take a look, or 2 back points.
Maybe I underestimated Anderson's power because, man, to be able to go off of one line and come right up to the head, that's almost a no-no.
Yep.
But you know what? The aggressor was awarded. He was rewarded for that. Take a look at that. That 4-point move right now put him up 4-1 going into the 3rd period.
So, a 4-point move gave Anderson a 4-1 lead. I thought Anderson went down to start the 3rd, but they didn't put any points up, so I'm assuming he went neutral. Because it was Anderson's choice to start the 3rd period. Now a tall task here by Condomini. Going to have to push the action and be the aggressor here in the finals.
Well, that's not an easy task, is it, Anderson's legs?
No.
His defense is very
He
good.
does not give up many points.
His hand fighting's good. This is where he thrives in the 3rd period in matches like this. Oh, what a beautiful inside trip by Condomini. Explosive, powerful, takes him right down to the mat. And that's going to put him in position here to tie up this bout with a minute left.
Take a look at this. 1 minute to go.
Overhook, inside trip, beautifully executed. The Northampton crowd right now is on their feet. It's 5-3. He needs one more takedown to tie it up.
What an attempt on that. And he caught Anderson off balance. You can tell Anderson was not anticipating that.
I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of guts for a sophomore to come out and go for an inside trip against the guy that's ranked number 1 in the country.
Talked about it all night. You got nothing to lose. Nobody got anything to lose here. No team, anything. You got 30 seconds to go.
Put that kid on your recruiting radar right now because this kid has got guts.
Going to try to look for it again. Anderson doing a good job of slowing Condomini up.
Well, you know he's not going to let him in on the leg, and he's definitely not going to give him an underhook or overhook, Anderson. And I have no problem with this strategy. I know a lot of people complain he stalled. That's your right to stall.
So the 4-point move was the big move there for Ryan Anderson, getting the job done with the 5-3 victory over Jagger Condomini and locking up his 2nd district title in his career.
Doesn't matter. Hey, the double was staring at you.
So we are going to step aside. We're going to come back and wrap things up for you. See you in a bit. Welcome back inside Liberty Memorial Gymnasium as the District 11 3A individual championships are all wrapped up, and some good wrestling here tonight as we expected. Northampton winning the team title. That was locked up going into it. Either way, Northampton overall winning the team title. They deserve all the credit here for this tournament.
It's a great tournament for Northampton. They peaked at the right time. going into the postseason with a second-place finish at the state duels, and now they cap that off with a District 11 team championship, their first one since 2008?
2009. Yes, so we're going to show you some match highlights of the finals here this evening. So the Rothrock highlights, we're going to start at 160 pounds as it's the top seed Luca Frenzy going up against the second seed from Nazareth, Connor Hertzig.
You know, Frenzy came out in this match. He had a 3-2 lead here, and he was capitalizing on a lot of rolls. But Hertzig just did a good job of staying in on those shots, and as you see him here, he did a great job securing the legs of Frenzy, taking away his ability to scramble from the defensive position. Here you see another shot, lifts him in the air, takes him down hard to his hips, and secured the legs. Hertzig goes on to win this match 10-5, and here you're going to see a nice throw by here that results in another scramble. He's got the near leg picked up. Frenzy again trying to roll through, gets caught on his back, gives up near fall points here. That was a big move for Hertzig, giving Nazareth their first champion of the night.
It was 5-5 going in the third period. 5-point move at the end for Hertzig. Got him the 10-5 victory and gold medal for the Blue Eagles. Now we move to 220 pounds. Top seed Natoli going against third seed Andrew Balukas.
Yeah, Natoli just muscled Balukas right over there towards his back. And this was a really fun upper weight match to watch tonight. Both of these guys came out and wrestled hard. But it's Natoli who capitalized almost on every situation. You see him here, he catches Balukas from Easton on his back here. He's going to try to pick up the fall here, and he does.
Got the fall in 3 minutes and 44 seconds to lock up the championship for the senior Nick Natoli. 2 big moves. Last one ended in a fall. Championship for the Bangor Slater Senior.
And guns to the stands.
There you go, 132 pounds. It's Julian Klebo, the 2-time state champ, going up against Kenny Herman, the second seed of Bethlehem Catholic.
Yeah, and Klebo came out and wrestled well tonight. This is the 4th time that they met. Klebo really trying to be aggressive tonight, and he locks up a cradle here. Took him a little while, but he finally gets the fall against Herman from Becca. 4th time is the charm here for the fall. Noonan almost makes it out of bounds, but it's Klebo with the fall, winning his 3rd District 11 championship.
That's his 3rd gold medal, undefeated in the finals in the postseason in his career. As you see, he's getting his hand raised. The fall came in 5 minutes and 1 second for Julian Klebo and the Concrete Kids.
Shout out to my second cousin there, Julian. Congratulations.
There you go. Now we go to the feature bout of the night. Last bout, under 45 pounds, #1 in the country and state. Ryan Anderson going against second seed Jagger Condominium.
Anderson made me look like a liar. I said that wasn't good technique, going after the leg with one arm. And you know what he said? I'm going to slap on a cradle and show you. And he put Condominium in the cradle there, getting a 4-point move. But I'll tell you what, Condominium, the sophomore, showed a lot of guts as well. Came back with a beautiful inside trip there. But it was Anderson winning this bout.
So it was Ryan Anderson getting back-to-back district golds for himself with a hard-fought 5-3 victory. Wouldn't be surprised if we see those 2 guys next week in the Northeast Regional Final. Now let's take a look at all the bouts here tonight. Started at 152 pounds. Bethlehem Catholic's Cole Hanlovic getting the best of Mike Kistler. Connor Hertzig, you saw that win over top seed Luca Frenzy. Lenny Pinto all over Caden Wright of Emmaus. Dominic Falcone, the Easton sophomore, with a major decision, 11-0 over Hunter Gill. Jaden Bortz of Northampton, a hard-fought 3-2 victory over returning district gold medalist last year, Damon Moyer. Nick Natoli, you saw with the fall over Balukas. Jaden Freeman, 5-3 victory over Hunter Werkheiser, his 2nd victory over Werkheiser this season. Braxton Apello with maybe some would call a minor upset over Dante Frenzy. Frenzy beating him twice this year, 3-2 both times. Braxton Apello, big 5-point move in that first period. Got the job done 5-4. Andrew Smith, just dominating 5-1 performance on top against Tyrese Fleming, who previously unbeaten Tyrese Fleming. Cameron Enriquez, his 2nd district goal over Matt Maloney. In his career, Patrick Gould, hard-fought 8-5 victory over Patrick Noonan of Stroudsburg. Julian Klebo, you saw with the fall in 5 minutes and 1 second. Deshaun Farber, an unfortunate injury default over Devin Britt. It looked like it was the ribs. He was getting his ribs iced, I saw, after the ribs. So maybe just the banged up ribs and not the knee, which he got surgery on. That's speculation. We'll have to wait and see next weekend. And then you saw Ryan Anderson getting the 5-3 victory over the sophomore Jagger Condomini of Northampton. So widespread victories all over the place for multiple amount of teams. Nazareth led the crew with 3 finalists, or 3 district gold medalists here. A bunch of other teams with 2 and then others with 1. Now let's do our Kleckner & Sons Most Valuable Wrestler. And we're going to head to 126 pounds. As we talked about it, it is Patrick Noonan, top seed out of Stroudsburg, going to go Patrick Gould of East Stroudsburg South.
Patrick Gould came out firing on all cylinders. His technique on his feet was outstanding in the first period. He ends up with 2 takedowns in the first period, taking a 4-2 lead. Things changed in the second period. Instead of taking bottom, he deferred to Noonan. Noonan gets out. It's now a 4-3 match. Okay, we're heading into the third period there, and there you could see another takedown by Noonan at the end, which is going to secure the win late in the match.
And that win got Patrick Gould his 3rd district gold medal for himself in East Stroudsburg South. He's a 4-time finalist, 3-time gold medalist was Patrick Gould, and also now the career wins leader for East Stroudsburg South with 120 career wins in his career. So overall, not surprised. Wrestling was fantastic. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a chance to see some of these matchups next week in the Northeast Regional Final, which we'll have here for you on Service Electric 2 Sports. And it's going to be a wide open team race once again with all these guys coming back. They only take the top 4 out of the Northeast region that advance to Hershey the following week.
Well, I think what we saw tonight is that champions find a way to win. And they did tonight. We had 3 low-scoring bouts, but I'll tell you what, they were highly competitive and outstanding. It is going to be fun to see this contingent going into the Northeast Regional next weekend and compete. They tend to usually dominate, and I have a feeling that this is going to be another very good year for the District 11 heading into the Northeast Regional.
A lot of firepower District 11 is bringing to the Northeast Regional tournament next weekend. So we want to thank you for joining us here on Service Electric 2 Sports. Great wrestling action here, as we talked about. We'll bring the action of Northeast Region to you next weekend. So we like to thank our director, Jake Leiby, our TV2 Crew Sports crew. Do a fantastic job. My partner, Scott Hovan. I am Darren Daner. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next weekend for the finals of the Northeast Region. Have a good night.